Hello everybody, this is Shilpa Banerjee from Skills and It Consulting. Today we are back with another lesson of the CBSE Board Class 4. The subject is Social Studies and the lesson is Our Country, Our People. Specifically in this lesson today we will be studying about the different groups that we belong to, who a citizen is and how to be a good citizen. So what are the different groups that we belong to? We belong to family, we belong to schools, we belong to neighborhood, and we also belong to a big group called country. The first group that we're going to study about is family. So let's see what is this family all about. What is family? It's the first group of people that we identify with. That means as soon as we are born, naturally we are a part of this group. So even before we make friends, we meet our neighbors, we are a part of this group called family. It comprises our parents, that is our mother and our father, grandparents, that could be your maternal grandparents and paternal grandparents, which means your mother's parents or your father's parents. Aunts could be your father's sisters or it could be your mother's sisters. Uncles again could be your mother's brothers or it could be your father's brothers. Cousins, all the children of your uncles and aunts who belong to your generation are your cousins and others. So it could also have other members of the family like nephews, nieces. So all these members comprise a family. We are related to them by birth. That means as soon as we are born, we are a part of a particular family. We don't choose a family, we are born into families. They care for us and shower us with a lot of love and affection. I'm sure all of you know these are the people who care for us the most and who also love us the most. They are the ones who always support us no matter what. The next group that we're going to study about is schools. We also belong to our schools. Just like we belong to our families, we also belong to different schools. This group is bigger than our family. A family is a relatively smaller group, but whereas a school is a very big group. Why? Because it has our teachers, our classmates, our seniors. Who are classmates? Classmates are the students who are studying with you in the same class. The seniors means the students who are studying in the higher classes. For example, if you are a student of the fourth standard, somebody studying in the fifth standard will be your senior. And junior students, who are the junior students? Students studying in the lower classes than yours. For example, if you're a student of the fourth standard, then somebody studying in third or second or first will be your junior students. So all these form this group. They're all part of this group called school. Others identify us as students of a particular school when they see us smartly dressed in our uniform. So it's our uniform that is our identity. It tells everybody which school we belong to. That's why it's very important that we are always neatly dressed. We wear a very tidy and a clean uniform because we're representing our school to the outside world. The next group that we belong to is friends. And when I say friends, it is not just one group. There are different groups of friends. We make some friends at school. So we are part of this group of friends at school. We also have many friends in and around our houses that we play with after the school hours. So we have different groups of friends near our homes. And then we also make friends. We have different groups of friends at other places. They could be your friends group at, say, your tuitions, at music classes, at dance classes. So we have different groups of friends at different places. The next part that we are all part of is neighborhood. So what is a neighborhood? It's another group that we are all members of, just like families and schools. It's a geographically localized community within a larger city, town, or a village. So what it means is, say for example, Bangalore is a city. Now within Bangalore, there are many areas or geographically localized communities. For example, Malleshwaram, Rajajinagar, Yelahanka. So these are all neighborhoods. but it is within Bangalore. Families live in different neighborhoods. If you talk to your friends, you will know some of them come to school from Rajaji Nagar, some of them come from Malleshwaram, some of them come from Sanjay Nagar. So we all live in different neighborhoods within the same city. The families of neighborhood share all the roads, shops, parks, and other facilities in the neighborhood. So we don't have separate shops, roads, and parks for each houses. When we stay in a particular neighborhood, we share all these facilities, all these amenities with the other members who stay with us in the same neighborhood. The next group that we are all part of is a city. What is a city? Many neighborhoods together form a city. So the as the example that I just gave you, many neighborhoods. So all these areas of Malleshwaram, Rajajinagar, Sanjay Nagar, Yelahanka, all these together form one city that we call Bangalore. A city is a large group to which all of us belong. So, irrespective of the area that we live in, we are all Bangaloreans. We all stay in the city called Bangalore. So this is the hierarchy of the group. First, we are all individuals. Individuals means we are our own individual person. We don't without belonging to any group. Now, different individuals form a family, right? All the different families make a neighborhood. Different neighborhoods make a city. Different cities make a state, and different states make a country. So I'll just give you an example. Individuals means you, I, we are all individuals without belonging to any group. We are all parts of different families. For example, I belong to one particular family, you would be belonging to another family. Now, all these different families, it could be your family, it could be the family staying next door. So, you all form one neighborhood. All the different neighborhoods, like the example that I gave you, for example, Rajajinagar, Sanjay Nagar, Yelahanka, we all form one city, a group called a city, which is Bangalore in this example. Now, different cities make up a state. For example, there is Bangalore, there is Mysore, there is Tumkur, correct? There is Shivamoga. These are all different cities. All these different cities make up a state, which in this case is Karnataka. Now, all the different states. What are some of the states that you can think of? Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, right? So, all these different states make up one country, which is India. I hope it is clear. So now we move on to the big group, which is a country. Now, what is a country? It's a huge and diverse group. Huge meaning very big, and diverse meaning there are lots of differences among the people who live. That means we do different things, we wear different kinds of clothes. It's not a homogeneous group, it's a heterogeneous group. There are about 134 crore people in our country, India. There are about 28 states and there are 8 union territories. So, as I already told you, we are not a homogeneous group. There are many differences within the people who live here. What are those differences? We speak different languages. That's right. So, if you just talk to your friends, your classmates in the class, just for your curiosity, talk to all your friends and ask them what is their mother tongue or what is it that they speak at home. You will be surprised to know that there are many languages that people speak. Some of us speak Tamil, some of us speak Kannada, some of us speak Bengali, some of us speak Punjabi, right? So there are different languages that we speak. There is no one common language. We eat different foods. So in the lunch break, you could have seen all of us don't bring the same lunch to the school, right? So if you just look at your own lunch box and the lunch box of your friends, you can see that there are different types of food that we are all used to. Some of us eat dosa, idli, some of us eat rice, some of us eat rotis and parathas, right? So we eat different food. We follow different religions. What are some of the religions? Some of us follow Hinduism, some of us follow Christianity, some of us follow Islam, some of us follow Jainism, some of us follow Buddhism. There are so many religions. So, again, there is no one religion for one country. There are many religions that we follow. We also wear different clothes. So if you look at people around you, you can see that some of them wear dhoti kurtas and saris, some of them wear salwar kameezes and suit. So there are different kinds of dresses that people wear. People also celebrate different festivals. So some of us celebrate Sankranti, some of us celebrate Pongal, some of us celebrate Lori. Correct? So there are different festivals that we all celebrate. And not just this, we also do many things differently. It could be the way we speak, what we speak, our attire, our customs and traditions. So there are things that we do differently. But what is important is even beyond all these differences, we are all people of the same country. We are all citizens of India, and I'm very proud to say that we are Indians. So I just use the term we are all citizens of India. So what is the meaning of the word citizen? A citizen is an individual member of a country. So like we belong to different clubs and associations in our schools, in our apartments. So similarly, we are also members of a country. So that is what is the meaning of a citizen. So, what are some of the rights enjoyed by citizen? First of all, protection. What is protection? We are all protected by the government of the country. We enjoy safety to life and property. So, we are protected by the government. Our lives are protected, our property is protected, so nobody can harm us. The government takes care of it. Freedom. We also enjoy certain freedom as citizens of our country. For example, right to live and work anywhere in India. So if you're an Indian, you can go to any part of the country and you can work there, you can live there. Nobody can question you. Nobody can say, for example, you're a Kannadiga, you cannot go to the other state. Okay, so you can go to any part of the country and you can live in any part of the country. We also enjoy certain responsibilities. Now, what is the meaning of responsibilities? Just like the country is taking care of us, we also have certain duties towards our country. That is our responsibility, which we need to follow. So, what are some of the responsibilities? Following the rules of the country. There are many rules that are laid down in our constitution by our laws, so we have to follow them. Serving the people of the country. So whenever there is need, we have to serve our nation. We have to help the people who are in need. We have to safeguard public property. Public property means these are the properties that don't belong to any individuals. It belongs to the state, it belongs to the government, and it is all bought by our own taxes. So it is our duty, it's our responsibility to ensure that they're not harmed, even if we are using them. For example, public transport. When you travel by a public transport, you should not dirty it. You have to ensure that it is very clean. The public street lights, all this has to be taken care of by us. So there are certain documents that prove our citizenship. So what are the documents? You need to have either one of it or more than this. So you can have all of it, but at least one is the minimum to prove that you're the citizen of this country. So what are they? First is birth certificate. That is the certificate issued on your birth by the municipal corporation or any of the government body, depending on where you stay, which has all the details of your birth, where you were born, when you were born, who your parents are. So that is the first document that proves your citizenship. The next is the Aadhaar card. The next is ration card and the passport. So if you have at least one of this, you can be a citizen of India. So, being a good citizen, as I told you, we have certain responsibilities towards our country. So, it is not enough to be just a citizen. We have to try our best to ensure that we are a good citizen. So, how is it possible? I'll tell you now. First is being kind. Now, what do you mean by being kind? You have to be very courteous. You have to talk to people with kindness, you have to generate warmth. And it is not just to your friends and the people you know, but also to the nature around us, to the animals, even to the people that we don't know. You should always be kind. You shouldn't be rude. You have to talk to everybody with kindness. See, like the video that you see here, you have to be kind not just to people but also to the animals and the nature around us. Next is being a good friend. So, what do you mean by being a good friend? We have to ensure that we are friendly with everybody, irrespective of the differences. Like we just saw, we could be speaking different languages, our customs could be different, but we should try to be a friend to everybody. So we should be good to everybody, we should try to give company to everybody. We always have to be a good friend irrespective of the differences. Being honest and courageous. Honest means you should always tell the truth and you should not do anything that is morally wrong. For example, cheating in the exam. You should never do these things. So you should always be honest. You should always speak truth and you should always do things that are right. Even if you are tempted to do something wrong, don't do. Refrain yourself from doing morally wrong things. And courageous. Courageous meaning you have to be very brave. You should never be a coward. So, no matter what the situation is, you should always face all the situations with courage. You have to be very brave. Following the rules. There are certain rules that are laid down for us. Some are the rules that are made by our family, especially our parents. There are some rules that are made by our school. For example, how should we dress up to the school? All this is our school rules. And there are also certain rules by the country. So if we are a good citizen, we have to follow all the rules that are laid down by our parents. So if our parents say no going out after 7, we shouldn't go. We have to listen to them. If, for example, there's a rule in the school that says you have to be at school by 8 a.m. You have to be at 8 a.m. So you need to follow all the rules and also all the rules that are laid down to the citizens of the country. This is very essential to ensure that there is peace and harmony in the country. So you need to follow all the rules and also you should ensure that the others around you are following the rules. Being responsible. So you cannot just say, if for example, if you see that there is something wrong, there's something dirty, you cannot say it's not my job, it's not my responsibility. You are, as a citizen of the country, it is your responsibility for everything around you. So if you see dirt anywhere, for example, what do? You need to pick it up. You cannot say it's not my fault. No matter who has done it, it's your responsibility to pick up the dirt and put it in the trash can. You have to be responsible towards the animals, towards the plants, towards the people around you, and also help ensure that there is cleanliness everywhere. Being healthy. Now, how can you be healthy? There are two things. One is you have to exercise, right? You cannot just sit in your classroom or your homes in front of the computers, in front of your mobile phones. If you want to be healthy, it is very important that you go out, you jump, you run, and you exercise your body. That is one of the ways for being healthy. If you just sit inside the four walls of your house, you will not be healthy and you will not be able to contribute to the country, right? And then eat healthy. It is very important that what you eat is very nutritious and healthy. So along with exercising, what you eat should be very healthy. So you should eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. Avoid eating junk food. So by doing these two things, you will be healthy. Thereby you can contribute to the country's progress. Being well educated. Being well educated, it's very important that we all study well, we all get our professional degrees, and because without this we will not be able to contribute to the progress of our nation. So take your education seriously, work hard, study hard. That's how you will reach a respectable position in a society where you will be able to give back to the society, to the country. So friends, that was about this lesson. So as a bonus from this video onwards, we will also help you with the exercises that are there in your textbook. So I'll quickly read through this. So if you have to prepare for your exam, all you need to do is just listen to our video again and again. So the question time, so this I will just read because everything has been explained. The first you have fill in the blanks. Many families together form a dash. So many families together form a neighborhood. Citizens have dash responsibility dash towards their country. The answer is responsibilities. The next main that you have in your textbook is write whether the following are true or false. The first was education is not important for being a good citizen. It is false because we just saw that education is very important if you have to be a good citizen of the country. An individual cannot be a member of many groups at the same time. Again, it is false because we can be at one time we can be part of a group called family, we can be a part of a group called school, so at same time we are part of different groups. The next main you have in your textbook is answer in not more than 50 words. The question is list any three documents that prove that an individual is a citizen of India. The answer birth certificate, Aadhaar card and passport. The next main was answer in 50 to 75 words. For this, we have just shortened what is there in the textbook. So all you have to do is just go through this. You will be ready for the answer. How does one become a good citizen of a country? One becomes a good citizen of a country by following ways. First is being kind, which means we should always be considerate to everyone and must be willing to share our time and things with those in need. The second is being a good friend. That means we should respect everyone, trust others, and be a good friend to them. The third is being honest and courageous, which means we should always tell the truth and be brave and strong to do what is right. The next fourth rule is following rules. Be it at home, school, or on the road, we should always follow rules and encourage others to follow them. The fifth is being responsible. We should be kind to people and care for the nature. The next is being healthy, which means we must take care of our body and stay as healthy as possible. We must exercise and eat right. Next is being well educated. When we are well educated, we can contribute more to the community. So this was the question answers for the exercise that is there in your textbook. So I hope you understood today's lesson. I also hope that you liked our new addition to our videos. So feel free to contact us. You can visit our website www.skillsinit.com for any of the information that you need and for more content and the exercises. You can call us on 99723 99337. We'll be happy to answer any of your queries. You can also email us at hello@skillsinit.com. So bye for now. Keep watching our videos. Do not forget to watch, like, comment and share our videos, and of course subscribe to our channel. So we'll be back with more videos. Until then, bye bye.